What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode on the Black Experience. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone is doing well. Today, y'all, I have a very different kind of setup and with this very special guest with me today. This is a couple that I met on Black Podcasters Association. It is a website for Black podcasters around the world to come and connect and network with people. And they've been so gracious enough to spend their time with me and collaborate with me. And they have an amazing YouTube channel called Watch for the Hook. So without further ado, y'all, let's bring up our very own guest. Watch for the Hook. Let's go. How you guys doing?
Doing today.
I like the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's y'all's day been
Yeah, we
so
really
far?
appreciate you. Oh, we're doing pretty good. We appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I know it was. I just remember. First of all, this is my first virtual podcast I've ever done. And
Really?
yeah, because I've thought about it before in the past, but I've only just done people locally.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Well, we're glad to be,
First ones. All
yeah,
right.
yeah, we'll
First of
set,
many.
yeah, we'll set the bar really high for you.
no, please do, please do. I know y'all will. I know you guys will. So because I peeped your guys' YouTube and we talked before, so I'm very excited. And if I haven't said y'all's names yet, by the way, Michael and Tatiana Parker, the Parker
Oh,
family,
yeah. Mhm.
officially y'all. So, um, but yeah, man, I'm just so glad that you guys connected with me because I remember when I heard about the website, I got excited just because I was like, this is kind of what I'm looking for because my podcast is specifically the Black Experience. So, what other better way to connect?
Exactly. Exactly. Black on black in a great way.
Yeah, yeah, right. Exactly. But yeah, if y'all want to kick it off a little bit, talking about a little bit, tell the audience a little where you guys are from, and the journey to kind of move into where you guys reside today.
So currently we are based in Little Rock, Arkansas. My wife Tatiana is originally from Brinkley, Arkansas, which is in eastern Arkansas.
The Delta.
And I'm originally from Pine Bluff, and that's southeast Arkansas. And so long story short, I've known her since she was 19 years old. I won't say how old she is right now,
Wow.
but we've been married for 13 years. We got two lovely daughters together, Taylor and Talia. They're 16 and 13,
Yeah.
respectively. My wife here is the backbone of the house. She take care of all the things that a wife and a good mother is supposed to do. And she lets and understands that, we're a team.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
that's the main thing. And then, I'm just a girl dad, man, a father. Both of them play basketball now, and so that's our journey. Part ways as a family. Like I say, we lived in Arkansas most of our
hmm
lives.
hmm
We relocated some years ago to Pueblo, Colorado,
hmm
for work for me. We
Stayed
stayed
there like a whole bunch of years.
about 6 winters. That's how I call it. Because when you're from the South and you go live in the mountains,
Yeah,
them winters different.
That
yeah.
-10 hit different.
Scorching, rough.
My
And then we
And
gosh.
moved back to Arkansas.
we moved back in 20. They moved back in 2018. I came in 2019, and 2019 is where life really got interesting for us.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
Ms. Parker, you want to tell them about how interesting 2019 got for us?
So I'll give you my short story. Um, we were at the movies. You want to start
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah,
truth?
yeah. April
The
of
truth.
2019.
We were at the movies, and this kind of is how Watch for the Hook was born. Well, it had been there because he used to use it as a hashtag a lot
Facebook.
on Facebook when he was like pointing out things that were happening that, okay, I'm like, I don't know if y'all caught that, or in case you're not aware that, this will impact you down the road.
Like Trump becoming president the first time. Yeah, watch for the hook. Yeah.
So
Damn.
he would use the hashtag.
Yeah,
Damn,
for
Jimmy,
real.
damn.
He used the hashtag. So in April of 2019, we were at the movies, and fast forward like 2, 3 hours later, he had to be rushed to the emergency room because he had pain. I'm like, okay, what kind of pain you got? So for Mike to be like, I have pain, that's like somebody has ripped you open and pulled half of your organs out, you know?
Yeah.
Because the average person would be like, oh, I have a headache, I have pain. No. Mike's I have pain is my leg, a limb has, detached itself. Like it's really bad for him. Well, come to find out, he had tumor in his kidney. So we were now about to battle and face kidney cancer. And within like a week, he had like surgery and everything and had a total left or right,
Right.
total right nephrectomy. So he has one kidney. Okay. We joke about it all the time.
I'm the
I'm
I'm the biggest one kidney person out there.
like, I'm gonna drink two sodas because I got two kidneys.
Oh man.
But yeah, we poke at them all the time. You have to make light of the situation.
Yeah.
So,
I think I'm one of the few people that did not know they had cancer, had the cancer removed in less than 3 weeks.
yeah,
Wow.
That's what I
yeah,
found.
Wow. Talk
that's
about a
literally,
blessing right there in just 3 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty quick.
it was a blur. So just kind of like in that moment when I'm at the hospital room with him and he's trying to get up and start moving and he's not walking, he's scooting
Hmm.
across the floor. He's shuffling.
Oh, yeah.
Um, we finally got to the point where we were at home and it was recovery time.
Yep.
So in that recovery time, I'm like, you got 6 weeks of laying flat on your back because that's literally all you can do. Is
Definitely true, because she made me get up
you gotta move
a lot of
around.
times throughout the day. So I didn't get to lay around too much.
But I said, why you here vacationing for these 6 weeks?
First vacation ever.
You need to do something. Like you've been dealing with this hashtag. I'm like, so what are you gonna do with it? So like you got 6 weeks. Busy yourself. You're not going to work. I'm taking care of you. I'm taking care of the kids. I'm taking care of everything. Go do some research.
And she was a great caregiver. And then at 6 weeks, my wife basically told me to piss or get off the
I
pot.
did.
And
Wow.
so in that time, we started researching slogans, and we were looking at also providing something that we thought was missing in the Black culture.
Right. Something that could be beneficial.
And apparel has always been a thing. It's in both our families,
Yeah.
especially hers. She had a grandfather that used to have a print shop, and he printed apparel years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And so in the research, we was looking at things, and she was like, "You've been using watch with a hook for forever."
Right.
So one of the things we did was the first thing we did was look and see, does anybody own it? And
Right.
so when we look at saying own a name, like it's Watch for the Hook trademark,
Right.
because I'm from the era of the Dungeon Family, and one of the best songs I heard back in the day was Watch for the Hook. So, and
Right.
that's kind of where the message came from.
Yeah.
And it also, it's just in life in general, the hook is one of the most devastating punches you can get hit with because you never see it come. And the hook is also symbolizing the resilience of Black people.
Right.
We get hit all the time,
With
and
those unforeseen circumstances. So
we keep getting up.
yeah. And we as a culture, we always like to wear a statement, we like to show it, So
Yeah,
like
and we
what can
want to
we
do something
do?
positive.
Yeah, it's positive. What can we do? What can we create that if we create it now,
Mhm.
we'll still have it and own it to where we can leave it to our girls. And if they want to continue, you know, producing or utilizing it, they can. Or if they want to figure out a different path with it, they can do that too because we own the rights to it.
Mhm.
Lock, stock, and barrel.
Beautiful. Beautiful
And then, like
story.
I say, and that started in 2019, and then we know what happened in 2020. The
Hmm.
world forever changed.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like one of those dates in history. There's BC and AD for a lot of the Christian folks, but for people in our timeline, they're going to look at before COVID and
Right.
after COVID.
Absolutely. Yep.
Hmm.
And so we did the hard thing of launching in April of 2020. The world was shut down. A lot of people couldn't go places, but we launched an online business.
Hmm.
And 5 years later, we're still here.
We're still here.
Yeah, I think COVID was quite a time for me too. I mean, I was in my freshman year of college, and we had gotten those 6 months before because I started in fall of 2019, and then bam, COVID hit and online classes were a thing, and they had initially told us we'd be back in 2 weeks. Um,
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
you know what I mean? But 2 weeks became almost 2 years,
yes,
and
Exactly.
2.5. Yeah.
Yeah.
and 2.5. So it was quite a time. I want to I want to go back to a little bit, when you were diagnosed, when they found the tumor, uh,
Mm.
the cancer, and then in 3 weeks you were able to be cured by it, or cured of it. Excuse me. Um, if you could, Michael, if you could go a little bit more into that timeline in those 3 weeks, what was life like for you?
It was hectic because um for one, I have a wife. I got I actually have three daughters. I got an older daughter and the two youngest ones that live with us. Then I got my mother. Then I got my mother-in-law. All I had was women worrying themselves crazy about me. And and at this point in time, we're here in Little Rock, but I'm also working and living in Colorado at the time.
Right.
So I had an apartment and stuff in Colorado. I had a job. I had to go tell them, hey, I'm about to be gone for 6 weeks,
Mhm.
out the blue. And there's paperwork and insurance stuff and all these other things.
We had lizards,
Yeah, yeah, I had some lizards I had to get somebody to take care
Right.
of in my apartment. And I I just remember, just trying to get things situated because I knew once I went under the knife, I wasn't gonna be able to run and take care of all the things I could, like I've always mostly done. I've had a few surgeries before, but nothing to the point where I had to even stay in the hospital overnight. Most of the stuff I've done has been outpatient. Blam, bam, they cut you, sew you up, and then you just wheel out. You be good in about a week or two.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And for me, it was just understanding the fact that, this one gonna take a second. And for a
Yeah.
guy like me, and I ain't never really been still.
That's what I was gonna say. The sit down factor, it was like, okay, you really have to sit down now. You cannot do this, you cannot do that, you cannot pass go. So yeah, that
Yeah,
was a lot.
I
yeah.
have
I
trouble
think that
sitting
was the
down
roughest
myself
part.
too. Yeah, I have trouble myself sitting there. My mom,
I
my
can
mom, my
believe that.
dad, they gotta tell me to just relax. Like it's
Hmm.
Yeah.
Sunday. Hold up, stay with us. You don't
Hmm.
gotta be.
I can believe that.
Oh yeah, I understand completely, man.
Yeah, I'm curious.
So,
You know, you guys mentioned your family a few times. Your three daughters. I'm curious. Like amidst what you guys have overcome, and especially you, Michael. Overcoming that cancer. Um, when you guys wake up in the morning, next to each other, what motivates y'all in the morning? What gets you guys going? Is it family? Is it the YouTube channel? Is it the podcast that you guys got going? What is it that inspires y'all every day?
go ahead.
It's all of it. Um, it's the fact that there are two teen girls in the house that, whether you believe it or not, they're watching every move. Um, because when we think we've concealed something from them, it will circle back in a conversation and we're like, wait, I didn't tell y'all that. They're like, well, we noticed, your body language changed, or you didn't make the pasta we like that we normally eat. It's little stuff. It's the fact that um it's a sense of ownership to stuff.
Mhm.
So there's an accountability factor there. It's different when you're working for an employer versus when you own something and it has to work. You just
Mm,
move different.
right.
You move real different.
Absolutely. Yeah.
For me, it's probably a compound answer. The first one, I would say, I got a little bit of an ego, but my ego is different. Like for me, I felt like I want to put my fist in the ground and slow it down a little bit. And I
Mm,
feel like that because I want to be better than I was the day before. So like for her, I want to be a better husband. For the girls, I want to be a better father. But I also know can't take a day off. I mean, when people think about it, like, man, y'all doing this and y'all doing that. And I'm like, honestly, enjoy it. Don't like being still.
Yeah.
But it's also about things that I felt in my life that
Mhm.
didn't go right. And so now that with her, are in charge of certain things, I feel like I have more control to help them go right.
Mm.
Give them things, give my daughters things that I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And just like she wants to give our girls things that she didn't have. But we know that don't come just by watching.
Uh-uh.
That comes by doing.
Experiencing.
Exactly. And so that would be my compound dance.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. My mom always pressures me to, well, I don't know if pressure is the right word, but she always pushes me to start a family as soon as possible. Because she's like, if first of all, she'll be a grandma because I'll start having kids. That's what she wants. But she's also just like the beauty of having kids is beautiful, and she wants me to experience it. So to hear y'all talk about your family like that, and the fact that you know they help you when you're really low and stuff means a lot. It's a good testament to that.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm curious because I know we talked about this a little bit the first time we had connected over Zoom. So I'm here in Washington State, all the way on the West Coast, and you guys are in Arkansas, um, Midwest. Is it Midwest or East Coast? Is it kind of
We
We
both?
South.
South.
We in
Oh,
the
y'all,
SOUL. We straight South.
y'all are South. Y'all are South. Okay, I
Yeah.
should have looked at a map before this, maybe. Um,
Good.
But I'm curious, what is the black culture like in Arkansas? Because it's I assume it's very different. But if y'all could dive a little bit into that and give people that might be tuning in from the Pacific Northwest into Arkansas.
I'll let you start that.
I'm gonna say for one, it's very family oriented. Like, damn near everybody in the South is cousins. I'd say that up top. Like when you start going down these family trees, man, everybody can.
But who shows up at the picnic, the barbecue, at Big Mama and them house?
Yeah,
You be like, what do you do?
it's
The cookouts too,
exactly
huh?
like we was at a basketball game a couple of weeks ago, and she found out one of the girls playing for out of town team was her cousin.
It's like that's not fair.
Yeah, so that's black culture in the South, man. Like everybody dang their family, and if one person have a good time, shit, we all gonna have a good time.
Hmm.
Now, how about you?
Listen, okay, so most people like when if you're on the outside looking in, what people are starting to like compare black culture to or try to relate it to is like an HBCU homecoming, right? That's what people start to look at it now as because that's honestly what's selling. That tailgate, that homecoming factor. Um, it's like that like every Sunday, when it's time to visit your family.
Yeah.
I go to my mama house and then my aunt from down the street pop up, her son come, two, three of the students from, mama school come, my grandmama come. Like nothing turns into a thing. And you'd be like, oh, we partying again. That's kind of like the familiar,
That familiarity, yeah.
that family perspective. Business perspective could probably be a bit different.
Yeah, that is different. I think for one thing, business perspective of black people in the South is that when people don't realize blacks have only been in corporate America about 5 or 6 decades. So now, like I say, business wise, we 2, 3 generations into black folk getting money.
Hmm.
Now you get to where you start seeing separation.
Yeah.
And the issue is it's what's been happening 200, 300 years we went up to this. When you had a lot of people that didn't have not, and then you get to the first people that got a little something,
Mm-hmm.
and then somebody else got a little something. But then you looking at like, I want you to have more than me.
Right.
Hmm.
Versus knowing it's enough out there to share, it's enough to go
Exactly.
around, which is kind of the perspective I've seen just on the outside, you know, other cultures take. It's enough to share.
They bring a lot more of each other in.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, it goes back to that word of community, you know,
Yes.
and how, we were saying, in a lot of the other minority communities, the money, it's like in a circle, it just circulates
Mhm.
Hmm.
around. You want a haircut, you got someone that looks like you who does that. You got someone who has a bank, you got someone who, grocery store stopping. Um, and there's just not that in the black hole. I bet there is to an
Yeah,
extent,
it
I
still
guess.
is.
And we talked about Black Wall Street too, and that being a thing,
Mhm.
and we saw how that ended up turning out, right? And
Yeah, they
went up in
stole it.
flames.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And like I said, what we talked previously, also we gotta include integration. Integration let everybody else into the neighborhood, and then we left out. And then that
mm,
in turns hurt what we would deem as community because then your community was quote unquote infiltrated by outsiders.
right.
But when the outsiders got let in, they got let in for a cheaper price.
Right.
Mhm.
And then they got in and then they overtake other small businesses because they lower the price or they end up getting something cheaper. And then
They just
as
absorb you.
exactly. And then as time, one way is that people end up going out of business because they couldn't stay in business. And then also over the years, businesses died out because people actually just died and nobody else took over the business.
Hmm.
Mhm.
So it's like a 1-2 combo in the neighborhood sometimes.
Yeah. If y'all had the keys, um, let's say to try to fix some of the problems we see in Black culture specifically, whether it's through entrepreneurship, through what you guys are doing on your YouTube channel, your podcast, because you guys are speaking largely to Black entrepreneurs, and you guys have been putting out a lot of good videos. What would be those changes, those immediate changes you guys would make if y'all had the keys and kind of the power and ability to do so?
Um, I think just for me, if I could like snap my fingers and really make people believe in the each one teach one, like I would do that because if that message came across or came through, then that's when I would know that as a community, as a culture, everybody now understands that it's enough to go around.
Right.
That too. And then for me, I think it's probably gonna be one or two things. Number one, I would like for Black people to understand negativity don't have to sell us.
Right.
That's the first thing. Well, drama.
What you call
Drama
it, drama?
drama sells in our community so much. Like me and my wife are positive based, but we would get way more views if we was on here cussing each other out, calling each other names and
Right.
stuff.
That's
Numbers,
entertaining.
exactly, numbers would go through the
Right,
roof.
right.
Yeah.
They,
Negativity
they,
sells. Bad
yeah,
news
Yes.
sells.
negativity
Yeah.
sells. That would be the first one, and then the second one would be to just understand once we are deemed producers and not consumers, we'll get our respect back. We have to produce great products, and we have to let them know that our products, like people, there's this old saying I heard. Somebody said, take that Nike tag out that Gildan shirt. And this is the crazy thing about that. Nike don't make shirts. Nike is just a brand.
Right.
Converse is just a shoe company. They don't make shoes. Nike don't make nothing.
Mhm.
Hmm.
None of these big conglomerates, they're not producers. What they are bosses. They pay somebody else to produce their goods
Hmm.
and then they jack up the price and then they sell them to consumers at
Yeah.
a 4 to 5x times merchandise price.
Because they are a premiumized brand, so they
Exactly.
can do that.
They understand premiumization.
Mhm.
That's one of the episodes we talked about.
Yep.
No, exactly. Have y'all ever read the book? I actually have it right over here. It's called Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the founder of Nike.
Oh, I ain't read this book.
Oh man, if y'all get a chance, definitely do it. But it,
Okay.
it talks about his story of how he came up with Nike. It's a humbling story, honestly, because he He had his own ups and downs and stuff, but that is so true. But most people don't think about it that way. You know,
Mm.
they don't realize, Nike, is the boss. And because most of the shirts, the shoes we wear made in, I look at the tags all the time and it says made in India, made in
Uh-huh.
Bangladesh, made in
Hmm.
Made in
all these
Taiwan.
in Taiwan, all these countries. Um, and we've like heard about, you guys have heard about the sweatshops, Nike makes stuff in sweatshops. And but even with that too, their stock, their revenue, their money, their brand is not moving an inch.
No, because they control what people want. So when you control what people want, it's like the supply and demand. They are the boss of the demand.
Hmm.
Then they regulate the supply to the consumer.
Hmm.
And once you get control of that, you don't have to let it go.
Hmm.
It's just like I think it was not too long ago, somebody had said, oh yeah, this premium bag company that's selling this bag for like $1,500 actually makes it for 500. I mean for $50. And I'm like, duh,
Duh,
cotton is cotton.
it is. But as a small Black business, you will get told in some shape, form, or fashion that your product is fake because it's not like a Nike brand and it's really all the same product.
Hmm.
Same.
It's just the emblem, the
Yeah.
picture that's plastered on it. But they will call a Black brand fake in a minute. They fake. That's not real. Cotton is cotton. It's probably being made in the same shop or the shop next door.
Yeah. I we've had boxes of product here that are in most retail stores. I've seen the same
Yeah,
boxes. I'm just
it's
like, yeah, yeah.
hilarious.
I'm like, yeah, I got a box like that in the house too.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Like, are those cherry red? Oh yeah, we got some of those too.
Yeah. But they're gonna turn around and be like, y'all's is fake. I'd rather get the
Right,
Nike ones instead because of the
right,
brand name and the brand
right.
image.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm curious. When it comes to Watch for the Hook, I mean, y'all have over 400 plus subscribers on YouTube. That's a big feat. Not a lot of YouTube channels even get to that point. You guys have 200 plus views, videos, excuse me. When it comes to brand image and kind of that, we were talking with Nike. How are you guys, I guess, like building your brand, your image right now with what you guys are doing with Watch for the Hook?
So early on in the apparel phase, we got with a young lady named Maya Gray, and she took us through brand development.
Yeah.
And I always tell this story that, and Maya's like family to us because we've been dealing with Maya for like 3, 4 years now.
Yeah.
Maya checked my ego one day real quick. Because I said, man, Watch for the Hook been a brand. Man, we about that. And she was like, nah, you ain't there yet. She was like, listen,
That's a
go,
lesson learned.
lesson learned, brand development. Go, you got to understand, we all have that if we build it, they will come mentality. Noah built the ark, they say in the story. But if nobody got on the ark, it was just an empty boat, right?
Yeah, it would just been
Okay,
him.
so exactly. So we in 2019 we built this website. We went to
And we had developers, everything.
developers and
Yeah.
everything. Like we went through
100% legit. Yeah.
legit, and then first thing we did, we dropped 2 products. We didn't want to do one. We wanted to do 2, just to kind of prove the legitness. Like ain't just come out with one T-shirt. We
Yeah.
came out with 2 separate T-shirts.
Especially
Wow,
with being,
Yeah.
minority, you have to like
got to prove your point up front.
legitimacy out the door.
And so in doing that, in 2019, we learned about pricing.
Hmm.
We learned about paying yourself. And in brand development, we learned you have to brand everything.
Yeah.
Like when we say watch for the hook, we talking about watch for the hook from the tiles on the wall to the YouTube channel, to the TikTok,
Yeah.
to the podcast. The podcast did not come around until 2022
Hmm.
when we had somebody that first implanted the idea, man, y'all should probably talk to ex-boxers
That does not
about
go along.
boxing.
That doesn't align with us.
And so Yeah, he started out with that. And he was like, nah, bro. Our message, our focus is helping people not make the same mistakes we made in
Mhm.
business.
Hmm.
So we was like, let's be who we didn't have.
Yes.
Let's be the guinea pigs. This podcast is basically a guinea pig podcast, and we tell them, well, we tried this, boy. Let me tell you. But then we be like, oh, we tried this, and man, it was yeah.
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 And so that's how we came about, for the podcast.
Hmm.
And we just dropped episode 131 today. And on that one, we're talking about the difference between small business grants and small business
Yeah.
loans.
Because that's something, may seem super simplistic, but some people may not understand, those differences, So we just dove into that a little bit.
That's something I'll watch actually because I don't know much about finances to be honest. So
Hey, I'm telling you, listen, most businesses go out of business because their books is bad.
hmm.
You cooking them books, you gonna get cooked. I'm telling you,
Hmm.
them financial books ain't right, you won't be right.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. When you guys think to uh, I go kind of going back to black entrepreneurs, but also just like entrepreneurs in general that are listening to this, you know, what if you had to give someone who's, let's say, who's trying to start out in where you guys are right now and on a similar journey or their own path to, what advice or tips would you give to an entrepreneur who's trying to be in the business world a bit?
Anything come to your head? Like, I'm surprised you didn't. I knew he would have rattled off 10 immediately.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you some pointers I learned from Bucks. First thing, fix your credit, your personal credit.
Mhm.
The better you look on paper, the more paper you can probably get from somebody else. Number two, research, research, research. Number three, can't nobody want it more than you. If somebody wants your dream more than you, it ain't yours.
Mm-mm.
Number
Mm.
four,
Wow.
keep it close to your chest. And when I say close to your chest, sometimes when people tell people their dreams, sometimes you get the response you don't think you're gonna get. That's number four. And number five, know your breaking point and then go past it.
Beautiful.
What you
Tatiana, did
got?
you want to add
Um,
anything? Okay.
you know, I definitely would have started with research, and then passion, because when you hit those moments where you ain't getting no pay, that passion is gonna be what pays you.
Right.
Um, and just be really like open-minded. I'm big on feedback, critiques, edits. I'm big on it, but I'm also very open-minded. So be open-minded. Don't go, especially for somebody like me, don't come and ask me my opinion if you really don't want to know it. Because there's going to be a fine line between being able to like be receptive for that feedback that you receive, but also you have to know who you're asking feedback from.
Mm.
That'll determine the kind of feedback you get, which will also determine how you receive that feedback. So you have to be like, understand that there's a balance.
Most definitely. If you
Mm.
got a bunch of yes people around you, how many people you need to ask?
But if you asking people that don't have a clue either, they're not the people to ask.
What they say, find people with similar interests.
Yeah.
Like I say, like for us, when we first started podcasting, we were just kind of out there a little bit. And then we got with a mentor. And then, like you say, then we ended up getting with black podcasters. And then we started meeting other people.
Mhm.
And, like we've met so many other people in podcasting. We met more people probably through podcasting than apparel.
Yeah.
So, it's just kind of those type of things.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And speaking of apparel, I'm kind of seeing your all's apparel right now from through the camera, but if y'all want to shout out the shirts you guys are wearing and all the other apparel that you guys got so that the viewers can check it out and and where they can find it too.
You can always come by www.watch4, the number 4hook.com. Check out our latest apparel. Right now, I got on the Legacy Greater Than Me t-shirt. It should be here in time for Christmas. We're gonna do a long sleeve sweatshirt
Mhm.
for the cold folks. Right now, Miss Parker got on what I call the Golden Lion colors because my
Wow.
alma mater is black and gold.
Uh-huh.
That shirt is also on the website as well. Also, we've got what 13, 14 products on the website right now. Um, we also got this other service that we've been working on doing for like the past year. It's
Mhm.
called Podcast Money Merch. So Podcast Money Merch is where you get a free 30-minute call with me and Ms. Parker to see if you want to go down the realm of becoming an entrepreneur in the apparel business, or if you want to look in the lines of trying to just start a business and go that direction. We have a package where we've guided through 13 modules of how to start an apparel line, go do your research, get it up and get it running.
Idea to implementation.
That
Yeah.
is it right there. Everything starts with an idea, but it don't get done if you don't implement it. And so that's the process that we've got going on as well. Like I say, if you want to find us, Watch for the Hook slash on Facebook, it's facebook.com/Watch for the Hook. YouTube, Watch for the Hook brand. TikTok, Watch for the Hook brand. IG, Watch for the Hook business page. Our old IG page that had almost 12,000 subscribers got hacked earlier this year. And so,
Oh,
yeah,
did y'all
we
get the
ended up
following back?
losing that. Nah, I couldn't get it back.
Oh,
Yeah, it was just yeah. Somebody they did it, and it has not happened to us. Just only us. It's
Yeah,
that's an
a few
unfortunate hook.
people.
Yeah, it's been a few people that have gotten their IG pages.
yeah.
So we started from scratch.
We're starting back over.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So you can find us
We're pretty
there.
much everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. You can find the podcast. Watch for the Hook. Business and Entrepreneur Podcast on Apple, Spotify, pretty much almost like I said, almost everywhere.
Yeah. No, I'll for sure link all the links, all the merch, podcast stuff, YouTube channel, everything in the description below for everyone to check out. But before I close, do you guys have any last comments, any last words, anything that you guys want to get off your chest before we close?
What you got, Michael? I know you got something brewing over there.
So I'll let you close out. How about that? I'm gonna go first. I'll let you close out.
Go ahead.
The hooks will always come. People like, man, I just want it to be easy. Life ain't easy. Period. Life worth living is going to be extremely hard. I tell people all the time, if you want to be a creative, like a podcaster, entrepreneur, you have to halfway be crazy because you are putting yourself out there to be judged, to be ridiculed, to be talked about. At the end of the day, don't give a damn. Try. If you want to have a dream that nobody else has, that's yours. Just try. I'll let you go, Miss Parker.
How can I follow up after that?
And you got plenty. Listen, you got plenty.
I would just like to kind of like speak to like the community perspective. It's okay for there to be more than one individual in the same lane. What you call it, the bread aisle?
Yeah,
It's okay. It's hundreds of kinds of bread out there and everybody's still eating, right?
still selling bread.
Right. It's okay to share. It's okay to help. Um, we love to share. We love to help. That's why we've gotten as far as we have. Um, don't feel like the new upcomer is your biggest threat. Like, just stop. Like, we don't have to think like that anymore. It's so many channels and so many ways uh, to increase your visibility. You don't have to try to take it from someone else. So it's okay to, be more than one person. on that aisle. That's really all I have.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Michael and Tatiana, I appreciate you guys so much for everything that you guys shared. I'm sure my audience will appreciate it too. So thank y'all for giving me and sharing your time from your day to join me. And I hope everyone that's listening to this, watching this, wherever you may be, however you may be, I hope you guys were able to take some golden nuggets because I certainly was. And you guys, first of all, let me just say before I close too, you guys are really easy people to talk to. You guys are really cool to just bounce
Appreciate it,
back and
man.
forth. Yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. Me and her talk to each other all the time, all day long.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you
I
guys
got
have great chemistry, great energy, and I wish you guys the best with your podcast, YouTube, merch, and it all. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this awesome episode. And stay tuned as season 5 and the Black Experience rolls on. Until next time, y'all. Peace.
Bye.
bye.
What is up, y'all? Thank you so much for tuning in to that episode. Make sure to click the subscribe, follow button, as well as the bell to get notified on all my new content that is coming out every Wednesday and every other day. And make sure to click that link in the description down below to get access to all my socials and any other platforms that I have my podcast on. And until next time, y'all, peace.